very much in favor of the counting of points.
Does it work for you? No.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Run Through, the figure skating podcast, where we will run through all the things that made us kiss, made us cry, and made us wonder, why'd you pick that music? I am one of your hosts, Ashley Wagner, and I am joined by the one, the only, Adam Rapon. Adam, take it away.
Yes, I'm one of your other hosts, and with us, as always, is our producer, not Olympic champion, Sarah Hughes, and she's here to make sure that we get our facts straight. And later in the show, Sarah's also going to lead us in our final segment, Fierce or Flutz. She's famous for it at this point.
Famous for something. I'm trying to get famous for something.
I think this is the
platform.
platform.
If it's flutzing, so be it.
This is your platform to get famous.
Ashley got
for
famous
flutzing.
for flutzing. We're making that joke at the same time. Yeah,
I made a career off of flutzing. So you know what? That coin can take you far. So
yeah, it can be done.
I would say, yeah, absolutely.
It really can be done. And sometimes people try to tell you repeatedly throughout your career that it shouldn't be done, but then you continue to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's just like a really heavy stress on balance in figure skating, and like outside and inside edges should both be present in a program. And I said,
I don't know about, you said, I don't know about that. I think maybe we don't need all of these outside ones.
Maybe just inside and crossovers.
I think crossovers are a good balance because it does use both feet, which is balance.
I loved two-footed skating.
Yeah, that's balance.
We have a great episode in store for you all today. We are going to be going over a couple of program announcements. We've had a few rolling in. Why don't we just get started with that right away? So I think the most notable one that I am really excited for, Luna Hendricks announced both of her programs so far for this season. So her short program is, I'm gonna mess this first part up. I'm Ninalu.
Yeah, I like
Living
that.
for Love. Yeah. / Living for Love, which is a Madonna song. Mm-hmm. And then for her free skate, it's going to be the Break My Soul Vogue remix, the Madonna Beyonce situation. So we have two Madonna programs in one season. How did we get so lucky?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this because to me, it makes me feel like there's some sort of continued theme, right? Like, why else would you choose one artist for two programs? I feel like there's a theme. There's something Luna's not telling us. Okay, there's a colonial woman on the wing of the plane. There's something they're not telling us.
Wait, have you seen that video on Twitter of the woman on the plane like a month ago? Not even. Who's like,
oh yeah,
he's not real.
She's
like
not
yelling.
He's not. You've not seen this?
You haven't. Oh,
no.
It's well.
No, and I'm
not
a
a
nervous
Twitter
flyer.
Rat like
I'm
us.
a nervous flyer too. So
no, they're like still
No.
on the ground. She's like
Yeah.
choosing to get off the plane, like, and pointing back, saying he's not real, and you're
I
like
would
not
follow
sure
her.
who she's talking about.
I would follow her. If someone's getting off the plane willingly, I'm like, they know something I don't know. I'm off.
I know it is scary because she says it and she goes, they are not real. And the camera, like the phone recording, turns back and everyone looks back and that whatever she was talking about,
And
she's
they're
right.
all cardboard cutouts.
Right. Yeah, it's like Skate America from the pandemic.
Yeah. There's the Geico.
Yes,
the Geico.
It's all just geckos. Like it's just a plane of geckos and she's getting off.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'd be following her in a heartbeat. I think that when you do two programs of the same artist, you're right. You see this early on and you're like, oh, they have a surprise in store for me. I don't know if that's the case here. I think I have a feeling that this just happened because
How does it just happen?
Because because it does. I get the feeling, and Sarah and I were talking about this. I really love Luna skating. I think that what she's bringing into skating right now is so fierce and sexy, and I think that she's taking up space that we're not seeing a lot of other athletes in the women's event kind of bringing to the table. So I think it's really exciting. That being said, I feel like she's the sexy skater, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so who's the sexy musician that you're going to be skating to? That's kind of what I feel like. I feel like she's like, this is my brand, this is my theme. I need to skate to like sexy, fun, upbeat music. And so I'm going to skate to 2 Madonna programs. And that's kind of what I feel like this is. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but how much carryover of a theme can you have with Madonna?
I mean,
like when Dennis tended, what was it, The Artist?
Yes, he did The Artist.
Right. That's a story.
I mean, I think Madonna has a story. And I don't know if we've ever taken the chance to hear her out. Well, recently the story is she's out of the hospital. So
happy to hear that. I didn't know she was in the hospital. So
you didn't? Oh my God.
Wild, right?
Really
What is going on? Ashley's been in the woods for a month.
Yeah. I have, so.
Oh, wait, Ashley, how was your time in the woods? Pause from programs.
No, it was so good. I went out to Washington State to visit my family. It was great. I got to hang out. My father decided to procreate at the age of 60. So I have 2 younger brothers. And I did have to have like a pull aside moment with him being like, you need to control your children because they're stressing me out and making me afraid to be a mom. And his takeaway from that was like, oh, you're afraid to be a mom. I'm like, no, actually I'm not, but your kids are stressing me out. They're just like 2 wild boys that like live in the woods. And after that conversation, trip, 10 out of 10, great time, so fun. Happy to be back from the woods though.
There was also something I wanted to bring up, and it was you posted an Instagram story about you were traveling, doing a skate and sculpt, and you said that it's getting harder and harder for you to tie your own skates to get over your own belly, which is a constant reminder for me that you are having a child.
I am with child. I just went in to get an ultrasound, and this child of mine, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but whoever they are, they're sitting in the 87th percentile as far as size goes, which I feel like is actually like really rude. Like they didn't.
It is. I didn't want to say that to the unborn, but yeah, that's rude.
Like you're starting off this journey together, already deciding for yourself that you're gonna like be a big kid. And for me, I'm like, all right, if you're gonna go that route, like why not be the best?
Why not be the
100?
biggest kid?
Why not be the biggest? So yeah, I'm getting to the point now where like my belly is in the way when I'm putting on my skates. I got on the ice for the first time in a month and was like, whoa, I'm top heavy.
I'm different.
I was doing rockers and had to do them on 2 feet because I was
That's
mean,
your
and
favorite way to do anything.
I've always
what's
done
the
them kind
difference?
of.
I'm thinking, okay, I mean, it's like when
But
you
see,
competed.
now instead of like hiding it, I'm like, no, I'm gonna do a 2-footed
I'm
rocker.
flaunting it.
Exactly. So it's a wild ride.
Were you a
but
big
really
baby?
cool.
This has nothing to do with skating anymore, but it'll get back there. I remember.
Yeah, apparently I was huge. Were you?
I was 8 pounds 8 ounces, so pretty big.
Oh, I was 8 pounds 1 ounce.
I was talking with Alex, and he was like 9 pounds.
9? That's like a prize-winning pumpkin.
You would see that at like the
fair.
Alaska State Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A deep-fried pumpkin. Like that's
Yeah.
9 pounds.
So I have a lot on my mind these days, you guys, and it's mostly just related to watermelons. But besides that, all is well. You're in Finland. This is also, for anyone listening, I'm really impressed that we were able to find a time slot for this podcast because we are
all over the place.
We are all over the place. So you're in Finland right now at the
Yes.
cottage with JP.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm in
How's that
Finland.
going?
Oh, it's great. The Finnish cottage life is gorgeous. Finland in the summer is like one of the most beautiful places ever. And like it doesn't rain a lot in LA, and it rains here often, but it's also really sunny, so it's like very, I don't know, I love it. In the cottage we have big windows, so just I'm feeling very natural and very nature.
You're in the land of Kira Corpi and Laura Lapisto.
Right, I am. And I'm expecting for them to just kind of maybe just show up at a moment's notice.
Saunter out of the woods at some point.
Mm-hmm. With a basket of berries. That's one thing that you can walk into the woods and just start picking things up off the ground and eating them, which is surreal. Can't do that here.
Our next podcast is going to be like, we have a very sad announcement to make. Adam has eaten
himself.
Poisonous berries.
Wait, have you any of you guys ever had a gooseberry before?
I think so.
They're really good. They look like really veiny grapes.
Oh,
like
God,
muscled
that
out
sounds
grapes.
so unappealing.
Well, sorry if mussels scare you. You have a baby who's in the 87th percentile. I thought maybe a
get
muscly
used to
grape.
it.
Yeah, get used to some muscly stuff.
And Sarah, you're currently sitting in the world's most famous sunglass hut.
That's true. In Pasadena, California.
Which is my
I'm in Adam's house. And he has in his office a display of his sunglasses, and one of my coworkers this week told me it looked like I was in a sunglass hut.
Which was mortifying.
But yeah, I mean, while Adam is looking for berries in the woods, somebody needs to make sure Tony doesn't eat any berries in California.
Exactly.
I
And
don't
so
want those berries for
No.
sure.
Here I am.
I think that segues kind of perfectly into
Jason
Rika
Brown, you're
Kahara. Wait, let's go to Jason. We'll do Jason. Yeah. Which is the perfect sunglass hut and Jason Brown. We go right there.
Okay, so Jason has, as far as we know, only announced his short program to Adios by Benjamin Clementine. I don't know this song. I hope it's not saying anything to us, though. I hope it's just good vibes and good music.
Yeah, I hope it's just kind of like
see him
Adios,
keep
just
going.
like in the royal sense.
Right, adios bad vibes.
Yeah.
Adios haters saying that you can't just show up to like 2 competitions a year.
Are there people saying that about Jason? I feel like everyone's pretty much on board for him doing it.
Everyone's like, USFSA should pay him to do this, which I agree.
When you say everyone, it's probably me. I've been saying that.
I agree, though.
I mean, this is a hot take. I do kind of agree when you have a skater like Jason, there should be some sort of like, I think Jason should be on a payroll. Is that fair? I agree
Pay
with
him.
the
Yeah.
statement. I think that like it's good for all of the skaters for developmentally to have somebody like that. I think should we?
I agree.
Like I'm not joking. I do think he should get paid.
I mean, I think he is getting paid because he is booked and busy. I'm so happy for him. I think that the way he's approaching his skating career in this chapter of life is so good for him. He gets to perform in the shows, which I think is great for figure skating fans and great for him. And then he gets to compete at the events that he wants to compete in. He's always been really good at showing up trained and prepared. And I think he is allowing us to really keep on making an argument that artistry in the men's event needs to be valued.
Yeah. Agreed.
Amen. And that's that.
Amen.
Adios.
Adios. Yeah, but I think again it's going to be a great, like Roheen is doing this one, which Roheen does all of Jason's programs, usually always, except sometimes when David Wilson does one.
I think
when Jason does his.
Roheen consistently does the short programs.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
he usually, David or somebody else will do the longs usually.
Yeah. I really loved his short program last year. I thought it was so good.
Yeah, I loved it. I think this one, from the clip, this one feels like it's going to be really good. And when I say
Great.
the clip, I mean the clip that I saw on Instagram. So if you saw it, then that's the clip I'm talking about. The exclusive.
The only clip that's been publicly released.
So Rika Kihira is going to be skating to Titanic for her free skate. I think this is going to be a redo for her. She's keeping a program from last year, I believe.
Yeah, but we didn't see it a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and Titanic is
Kind of back in the news
freshly, yeah,
freshly
I guess
talked
that's
about.
really true.
yeah.
Huh.
Maybe she'll be doing some like submersible.
Right. Is she going to be
Nod
the
off.
submarine? Oh, yikes.
Maybe not. I think maybe she'll be sticking to the theme of the movie.
The classic. The
Yeah.
classic.
That's
I
probably
think she'll
for the
be-
best.
Yeah, I think she'll
Probably
be
for the
sticking to the
best.
classic disaster of Titanic and not the
Right,
more
instead of the
recent.
modern disaster of Titanic.
No,
Right.
but to be fair, if she were Russian, she would be doing a submersible program immediately in the aftermath.
No, 100.
Oh,
No, and
my
would like
God.
the costume would be like a polo that said like C whatever. What's the company?
Ocean Gate.
Ocean
Gate.
Gate. Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
like a Ocean Gate polo. Like that's what the costume.
Or a cutout of a submersible.
Yeah, which, by the way, Russian skaters, if you're listening, this is a free idea.
Yeah. You'll still do quads. You'll have to get around the cardboard.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is a free idea. It is an idea.
I mean, it's
also
kind of
free.
like when it's kind of like when Zakitova was wearing the like traditional ballet tutu.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, if some designer was like, you must wear this tutu, I'd be like, all that crinoline, like I couldn't rotate. And she said, not only am I going to rotate, I'm going to rotate all of my jumps in the second half of the program. So if
you know who
any
I-
skater is going to be able to do it, it's a Russian skater.
I urge everyone to the best tutu I've ever seen on a skating costume is Jenny Kirk skated in a tutu, I think in the 2000-2001 season. She skated to the Nutcracker, and it was like the appropriate, it was a little bit smaller than Zagitova's, because Zagitova's tutu looks a little like it looks boned, doesn't it? Like it's very
It's tradition.
out.
It's like an actual.
Yeah,
I think it's real.
it's
Yeah, it has
traditional.
like a structure to it.
Yes.
Yeah,
She got it at like balletusa.com.
probably
Oh.
not.
Yeah, she probably got it at maybe .ru. I don't know if she was going to Ballet USA.
BalletRU.RU.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find this costume and I can't find it.
the
Oh.
Jenny Kirk one.
Yeah,
I'll find it. I'll find it very quickly.
I'm sure you will.
What's yeah, I do love it. I can even picture it right now. It was like from a Trophy La Ligue where I think she skated clean and Maria Bucherskaya didn't, but like she also was a lot slower than Maria Bucherskaya. And Maria was always like, I'm a woman and she's a girl. And we were like, yeah, we know. We know. You're 28 years old and Jenny is 15. We do understand that you are a woman.
We get that. Okay. What about Mai Mihara? So her short program is To Love You More, a Celine Dion program, which I'm always here for a little bit of Celine on the ice. I feel like for short programs, it's big music, which I can't listen to another women's slow, boring short program. So at least this is like contemporary. It's bringing a little bit of
It's
excitement.
a good change
to
of
the ice.
pace for Mai. In
Yeah,
particular.
because she's super classical.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see her kind of pushing outside of that traditional
yeah.
skating that we see from her.
Yeah, I really like this idea for her because it feels like it could be a really comfortable idea, but it does push her out of that really classical kind of soft music that we're
Yeah.
accustomed to seeing her with, and this brings her more into like the pop music, which I think
But
that
it's,
she's going
like,
to do really well to this.
adjacent.
Yeah, it's totally adjacent Brown.
But it's adjacent Brown. I love that. The
I think
one
she
thing
said
that I
adjacent.
do-
She did.
The one thing I do think with Mai that she has to be really careful of is music will eat her up. If she doesn't skate up to the music, like if you put Celine Dion out on like those big speakers and big ice, it's big music. You have to skate up to that music. Otherwise, you're just going to look like you're getting swallowed whole. So I'm curious to see how that goes for her. But I mean, I'm assuming this is a Jeff program? Jeff Buttle?
I think so.
I think so. I think it's a Jeff Buttle program, and I think he does a really good job at just like preparing his skaters to skate to the music the way that God and Celine intended. So
Yeah,
should be a
no,
great
he
program.
does. Jeff is like, he is the best. He really
Calorie
does
announced
do
her
what
free
God
skate.
intends.
Calorie announced her free skate. Sarah, would you like to take this one away? After discussing this with you yesterday, I would love for you to announce what Calorie's skating to.
Okay. To be fair, I've only seen this in a tweet, which is probably where most people have seen it, where it doesn't give artists, but it just says "Wild is the Wind," which I don't know what that song is, / "Feeling Good."
Mm-hmm.
And it fits the feeling good that I think I know.
I think you're going to feel bad.
I
hope it's
already
Michael
feel
Bublé.
bad. I already feel bad.
Wild
I
is the
think her
Wind.
taste is getting worse.
Well,
I'm just going to say it.
okay. So Wild is the Wind, I think, is a Nina Simone song, which is very like
Oh.
sexy, very sultry. It's an interesting song to take on. I'm really excited to see what that looks like. The
Fair
Feeling
enough.
Good.
Agreed.
I think that there are other songs that might make me feel better.
It's just like what's happening?
Why?
I'm just playing Wild is the Wind.
Oh, we can't hear it.
Oh. Well. It's a Nina Simone song. Adam was correct.
No, I just like if you just need like a jazzy whatever male voice to mix in to your like Nina Simone song, I can appreciate that. I just don't know why that's the only song we ever use.
Well,
And why
I'm
he's the
assuming
only
it's a
voice.
But Nina
I'm doing
Simone
does
yeah,
Feeling
Nina
Good.
Simone
I'm assuming
does
that
Feeling
this
Good.
is Nina versus Nina.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I honestly don't like that better.
No, I
There
don't.
is a Nina Simone
I don't care
like,
about that song.
remix.
It's been done so many times
I
by
agree.
pair teams.
by
specifically.
everyone. Canadian men.
Canadian men.
Well,
Period. Done.
You know-
Podcast over.
I think that if anyone is going to make a like jazzy sultry program worth watching, it is going to be Cowrie. I do agree that the second you put Feeling Good onto the ice, no matter who's singing it, it's pedestrian.
Yeah, I'm not
so-
saying she can't make it work. Cowrie's amazing. I'm not
Yeah.
saying she can't make it work. I just wish that this is like. I just feel like when you're a 2-time world champion, you can do anything you want. And
Right.
I
Yeah.
wish that this isn't what she wanted.
Right. No, I
Wait, I want
totally
to know
agree.
what is your other issue of taste?
I think this is like very basic.
But where you're saying that it's getting worse, are you just saying that this year in particular, or did you not like something last year?
I wasn't crazy about the woman program that she did at the Olympics. I guess last year I did like a lot. So
Yeah.
So it's up and down for me.
She's a hit and miss for me too.
Yeah.
But
I liked
when
the
you're
woman
She can
one.
pull
Skating that
off
fast?
she can
Yeah.
pull off anything.
Yeah,
so
that's
ultimately it doesn't matter, but it's like her programs are not always my favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she can
Like,
pull off
conceptually.
anything. It becomes like, what do I want to watch
Yeah.
her
This is
skate
about
to?
me.
No,
Yeah,
it's about
yeah.
me too.
Yeah. This isn't about Cowrie, who we love.
Right. Who she can do whatever she wants. I think this is a really good time to bring up that we have our first, I think, 90s rhythm dance announcement.
80s
Yeah.
rhythm dance announcement.
Good night. I'd get disqualified skating to 90s music. I guess that would make sense. Ashley, take it away.
Will they wait? If something is like 91, will they get in trouble for that?
I don't think so. Like normally, I don't know. I don't want to pretend that I've read every single rule word for word, but usually the way it works with these themes is that you can make something work. Remember for Latin, like Gabby and Guillaume were doing John Legend, or like Ed Sheeran
beat, right? Like that's
yeah.
Where
So it's like it ends up being that as long as you can kind of conceptually make it work, I think it's fine. But I don't know if they've written in a rule that it has to be a song that was released in the 80s.
I think we're going to see a lot of 80s. I think 90s was my flub.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, we have Isabella Flores and Ivan Desiatov who announced their rhythm dance to Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard.
Right, which does scare me a lot. That's all I have to say. It scares me a lot. That's a bold statement.
And Logan By announced their program last night. I feel like I saw it after we did this document. But now
Do you remember
now I'm forgetting what
was?
they... I'll find it. Discuss Pour Some Sugar on Me and I'll find it.
I think that 80s become a question of taste so fast. Like, I think with Pour Some Sugar on Me,
just the way that we have to say it sounds so crazy. It sounds so cuckoo nuts. Pour some sugar on me. Just that sentence. It sounds so insane.
I just also think that it's kind of become the gag of gross cheesy strip clubs that they all play Pour Some Sugar on Me. And so I think automatically it's kind of an uphill battle for me to watch it and be like, yes, this stunning.
Not necessarily. If she goes full stripper, I'm in.
Oh yeah. Which is again,
if I don't see nipple tassels by the end, I'm writing.
If she's committed,
if I don't see them on the warm up, I'm out. I'm tapping out.
No, that none of this is appropriate conversation. I think also it's this is stripper music and there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Hard
what I'm
stop.
saying is lean into what the music
is.
is. Do you know what I mean?
Isn't she 16?
I have no idea. I don't know.
See, this is where figure skating loves to bend the reality of appropriate partnership relationships.
I mean, they chose the music,
not us.
I know.
You
know what?
Yeah, figure skating didn't choose this song for them.
The gods.
They got a letter in the mail.
Torval and Dean just appeared at their doorstep and said, "You shall skate to pour some sugar on me."
But you're right.
Ava and Logan are doing My Prerogative by Bobby Brown and Walk This Way.
Okay.
That's fun.
Which is originally by Aerosmith, but it says they're doing a version that Run DMC is also part of. So it'll be hip-hoppy.
Now I'm
that sounds
more
fun.
invested. Now I'm more invested. I didn't want to hear Aerosmith, but now
I think
that I know I
Aerosmith
don't have to.
is still technically involved because they wrote the song and originally recorded it. But I think that sounds like a fun program.
That does sound like a fun program.
Yeah.
Was 80s?
Oh, it was right
R&B
before 90s.
During
It was right before 90s. Go on.
I'm just trying to think of the year of the Olympics and what they were skating to then. But...
It was 92, you mean? The 80 Olympics? In the 80s?
No. I was just trying to think of the last rhythm dance that we were watching in Beijing.
Oh,
what was the theme? That was Latin?
No. That was... Wait, what were they doing? Fin
that
step?
That feels like... Doesn't that feel
it was Fin
10 years ago?
Step. It does feel like an eternity ago.
It does.
Speaking of an eternity, it is taking us an eternity to get through these programs. So really quickly,
Let's
I do
just
just want to
move on.
run through. Well, okay. Dennis Vasiliev announced his short program to Hallelujah, another one. And then Matteo Rizzo.
By DJ Khaled, the Alleluia version. Another one. Go on.
Another one. Matteo Rizzo, short program, Dernier Dance. And then it also, I think I made a typo, and his free skate is to Fix You.
That's true. That is true. And Luca
okay.
Linote is doing the short, or the long,
fun.
and Massimo did his short.
Great. Okay, we are going to get into our mailbag. We have had a plethora of questions come in over the last few months. We pulled just some of our faves. So first things first, we did have someone. Sarah, did you write down the actual questions for these?
I didn't, so I'm just gonna rephrase.
Okay.
But yeah, this one is somebody asked about our intro to the podcast, our Dick Button intro, and asked if how it came to be the intro, and are those real Dick Button quotes?
They're AI.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, deep fake quotes.
Yeah, so the first quote where he's saying triple toe, double toe with a fall, which was unnecessary and uncalled for, was actually about Michelle Kwan.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just mind-blowing that anyone would ever be like, this is unnecessary and uncalled for, and it's Michelle Kwan.
I mean,
But wait.
he's holding Michelle to a high standard.
Everybody would remember this because 1997 Nationals,
Don't
Michelle's
remember it.
skating in Rydell's, which she didn't want to do. And she does a triple toe, double toe. She steps forward and then just falls. She landed it, but she just falls stepping forward.
She did.
It was
She's sort of like
unnecessary.
it is. She sort of just like sits down after.
But
the
it's
double
not
toe.
because of the Rydells.
Well,
Maybe it was.
it wasn't not because of them. People love
Listen,
Rydell's.
if there's a
Michelle Kwan
Rydell
is an
rep
SP Terry
listening to
girl.
this,
She was an SP Terry girl. We all knew that.
Wow.
I knew that.
I didn't know that.
Well,
Okay, and then the
I learned
second.
so much in this podcast. Go ahead.
I'm learning a lot about Adam. I think more than anything. The second quote where he says, "I'm not in favor of counting points." I'm paraphrasing. Is from the Sochi Olympics when Yuzuru Hanyu broke 100 points in the short program, and I think this wasn't on a figure skating broadcast. Like some news program brought Dick on as an analyst to talk about, Yuzuru Hanyu broke this record. And Dick is just like waxing poetic about how he's not in favor of counting points, because he just doesn't believe in that for the art form,
Yeah.
And so that's that. And then the last one where him and Terry are talking and Terry says, "Does it work for you?" And Dick says, "No," is about is a dance team. It's Angelika Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov.
I think something like that.
Yeah. I don't know what event they were at. Adam told me it was the 97-98 season.
Mm-hmm. They skated to Carmen.
Yeah. So you know what? That's a perfect segue because let me tell you about the music in this intro.
Oh wait, this is an amazing story.
For you.
For me, yes.
So we discussed this intro. We're kind of like conceptually thinking like that would be like, this would be funny if we could like put some funny announcer calls in here. And then we can set it to like some warhorse type traditional music that you might hear in skating, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Adam's like, "Oh, I have exactly the piece of music I know that I want from Carmen." And so I'm like, "Okay, just like send it to me and I'll edit it together," right? So he first of all forgets to send it to me. I remind him. He sends me a screenshot of a YouTube video. Okay, a screenshot of a YouTube video. So it's like, and it's a girl like dancing on a stage, and the title of the YouTube video doesn't lend itself to help me very much. So I don't have a link, and I can't hear what it is. So I have to go find this YouTube video. So I listen to the song, and then I go to the Carmen suite, and I listen to, like, you know, the most, like, the key songs in Carmen that I'm like, this is probably going to be from one of these main tracks.
Right.
And I don't hear it.
No.
And so I'm like, okay, it's from something else. So I listened to all of Carmen, the entire opera. I listened to the whole thing, and I did not find the music that matched this YouTube
How
video.
long is it, like, top to tail? Is that,
like
4
3,
hours?
4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I probably didn't take 4 hours, but I was, like, skipping through each track, like, listening for what I was looking for. But I spent at least an hour doing this. And also, I did, use Shazam on that YouTube video he sent me. He didned send me the YouTube video. He sent me a screenshot.
I sent you a screenshot. Yes, no link.
But Shazam couldn't find the song. And so I'm, like, listening to Carmen. And then eventually, like, I was like, you know what? I'm going to look at the YouTube comments. I'm going to look at the comments on this video and see if they give me a clue. And I see a comment that mentions Don Quixote, and I'm like, this motherfucker
Sent me to the wrong motherfucking ballet.
So
Oh, yeah.
it was really easy to find once I went to Don Quixote, and that is the music that we used. But I listened to all of Carmen in the process,
And
that's how the intro came to be.
Like
And
to
you're a
think
better
of it,
woman because of it.
Yeah, I like to
Yeah,
think of it as an
that's true.
educational journey that I took you on.
Yeah, well, it was a journey of some kind.
Yeah.
So
You will encounter these riddles 3.
See you in 4 hours.
literally imagine someone sending a screenshot of a YouTube video.
I don't.
Also, the entire time, I had no idea this was going on because both of them knew not to ask me because I'd be like, yeah, it's Tosca.
I mean, it's kind of embarrassing because, like, I do pride myself on knowing my classical music, and this seemed like such a no-brainer. I do not know why I sent you on that journey, but I'm glad that you made it. I'm glad that we made it.
I'm glad we made it.
I'm glad I didn't have to do anything.
So that's that.
I love that story. It's so fun.
Okay, next mailbag topic, which is somebody was asking about your pre-competition rituals or superstitions.
Adam, did you have any of note?
Yeah, I had not a few. I actually had one general superstition rule, and it was that I would constantly say I don't believe in superstitions. And anytime like I would get to a rink and
Such
like
a lie.
no, but wait, you know, like when you like
Yeah, that
get to,
is a superstition that you have to say that over and over again.
well, but wait till you figure out what I did. Which yeah, I do know that that's a superstition. Thanks a lot. But what I did was, Ashley, did you ever like go to a competition and you sat in a spot in the locker room and you had a great practice and you're like, now this is my spot?
Yeah, I'd move people. I'd move bags.
I would go out of my way to make sure that I would sit in a different spot in the locker room every time I went there, and I'd make sure.
Really? Where's the logic in that?
The logic was that like it was illogical to have a spot. And I needed to prove to myself that like no one spot was lucky and that like no one place or not doing one thing was going to like change anything. So I'd make sure I put my guards on the boards different every time. I'd put them underneath. I'd hand them to the coach. My superstition was doing things completely different every single time so that if something happened where I couldn't put my things where I wanted to, or, you know, I couldn't sit in the locker room where I wanted to, I wouldn't think in the back of my head, this is an omen of tragedy.
Listen, to anyone listening to this podcast, as someone who trained with Adam for a long time, the hoops of fire that you would put yourself through mentally just to prove to yourself that you were so psychologically tough was actually cumbersome. and took way more time. Just like the logic, you would tell me things and be like, yeah, because of this, I'm like, actually, I'm going to be so much better off because of it. And I'd be like, wait, what?
What happened?
What? just move the person's shit and sit
Yeah,
in the same
Ashley's
spot
like,
every
just
single day.
Throw their things away.
The trash can. No, I wouldn't do that. I would like nudge it, or I would literally just sit on top of it, like basically. Okay, so for me, I had to find like a little crystal before I skated.
I forgot. And I ended up doing this for fun. This was a pleasure superstition for me.
Oh, okay. I love that. That's so cute. So it would like get down to the wire sometimes. The crystals are all over the place. They're all over the ground at competitions. They fall off. Glue is not forever. And so I would be like stepping on the ice and it would be like, oh my God, I haven't found one. And I would grab one and put it in my costume. But this became like a known thing that I did. And my team leaders at the Olympics, I found out after the fact, were following me around with bags of crystals, just like sprinkling them around me so that I would find some. Mm-hmm. And then I thought like the cutest thing was Raph discovered that I did this. And instead of him being like, this dumb woman, he was like, she's a woman in crisis and needs this. And so the first time he found one, he picked it up and he brought it to me. And I didn't want to say like, no, it doesn't work that way. So I grabbed it and like put it away, but then I still had to look and find my own. And then he realized, he like connected the dots that he can't pick it up for me. So he would like come over and nudge me and be like, buddy, look. And he'd point to a crystal on the ground and I'd be like, oh, thank you, Raph.
Did
and
that
it was
count
super cute.
if he found it?
Yeah, that counted. Like I wouldn't go to like extremes to find a crystal, but that was always my little superstition.
Yeah, because they're not like, it's not like they're littered all around. Like you have to, it's like finding a lucky penny, you know, like you can find a penny if you're like really looking, and it's the same thing like at these competitions. Like you'll find a crystal.
You'll find something, but
only if you're
sometimes
looking.
you don't. Yeah.
And so I did like this superstition. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I'd been doing it since I was like 7, so it's tried and true.
It works.
Wait, the craziest thing that we have seen backstage. Mm-hmm. Also, Sarah, you have existed backstage as well. Do you have any crazy backstage stories?
Well, I didn't know that you were going to ask me to answer this, so I didn't really think about it. Why don't you give your answer and I will think about mine?
Okay. Okay, I'll go first. I'm not going to name this skater by name.
Mm-hmm. But you are going to
by
name them
action.
By action. So we were at one of the many iterations of like a team event that you do at the end of the season. And I'm walking out to the ice to skate my free skate. And I'm walking by this skater and she is sitting on the floor, spread eagle, arms teddy bear hugging a trash can, and she's like dry heaving into this trash can. And I swear to God, this happened in slow motion. As I'm walking by her, she like slowly looks up at me and makes eye contact, and she just goes, "Good luck." And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's so good.
It's always important for me to mention, like, spread eagle, feet flexed, like toe picks pointed
up
towards the sky. And she made a point to make eye contact with me and said, in just like the weakest voice, like, good luck. I was like, I can't get through a long program.
Did it make you
It's
feel
April.
like you had good luck?
I found a lucky crystal afterwards.
So that you
I
were
was
like,
fine.
she meant it.
She meant it. That was just by far one of the things where I was like, I'm too old for this sport and its drama. I can't keep up with this.
And then you continued for another 5 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
it
I
definitely
thought of
like
mine,
made me
actually.
wonder if I could get through a long program. So
I think the
Okay,
craziest
Sarah.
thing that I've ever seen, it was something I did, and it was like the first nationals I ever went to ever went with Raphael. And in the 6-minute warm up at this nationals for the long program, I did a double loop into the wall, and I needed to get not escorted, but I needed to leave the ice like early for the 6-minute warm up. Like I just couldn't do the whole thing because I had cut my palm so like deep and it wouldn't stop bleeding. Like I don't know what I did, but I slapped the wall as one does for good luck.
Right. Right.
And I needed to get my palm cauterized. Like in between the warm up and my skate. And I remember that they
When did this happen?
that.
I do not remember this.
It was we weren't training together yet. This was right before.
It was early days.
Yeah, this
early
was-
days you and Raph was like full of disasters.
Yeah, no, it was. You were the antidote for a lot of the disasters.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Sarah, what is yours?
Mine is from 2018 nationals, and I again will not name this person by name, but when the Olympic teams were named, they did little press conferences where people came into the media room to do press conferences if they had been named to the team. And the men's team was named. The 3 men come out, Adam and Vincent and Nathan do their little press conference. And then after it's done, people in the media / other credentialed people, skaters, whoever, are just kind of milling around in the media area. And the media area has, food out and drinks for people who are journalists who are working back there. So it's like they have like one of those like Kareems of coffee where like it's a little dispenser, kind of like one of those Gatorade. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
You, like pull the lever and it comes out and coffee. Okay, a coffee dispenser. And anyway, I was standing, I think, talking to Adam near this table. Okay, and so we're talking, and then I hear like a little pitter patter behind me, and I turn around, and this woman who she works in skating, is walking away and had just left the little lever open, and there was just coffee pouring out onto the floor. And there was like a puddle. The sound of the pitter patter was the coffee hitting the puddle on the carpet. And I was like, what?
And I was
guess
like,
I'll
this is
close
par for the
that.
course. This
Yeah.
is just another day at the office.
Yeah, I think that's true. But
I
that
think
is
at
like
that point at nationals, no one's running on like full steam or
No.
brain power.
yeah. But that is like one of my like core memories backstage at an event.
It's a good
it was
core
so
memory to
funny.
have.
She was just like obliviously walking away. She never knew. I still to this day think she probably doesn't know that she did that.
I hope you tell her.
I
hope she
will.
never knows. I hope she never finds out.
Oh my god. I mean, other crazy things that I have seen in skating will be girls who... So the locker room is like a sacred space. You do not make phone calls in the locker room before a competition. And very regularly, and also the girl puking into the trash can was one of these girls who would do this. Bad skates happen. It's inevitable. But every now and then you'll get a skater who's like sobbing on the phone talking to like their boyfriend, and it's like 3 a.m. wherever their boyfriend is, and they're just like, I was awful. And I always just take those moments and I'm like, this is wild that you think before I go skate my free skate, I can handle emotionally hearing you go through this trauma.
Yeah.
That's always wild to me when that happens.
I'm going to tell you that doesn't really happen in the men's locker room. There are no collect calls. There are no people are kind of in and out of that space.
Well, it's because it's just like everyone agrees that it's quiet. It's just you give people the space to focus. Like crying, tearful phone calls are for the hotel room.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Those are hotel moments.
You call from the room phone.
Yeah.
And you charge it to the room.
Yeah, so that there's no record of it from your cell phone provider.
Okay, we have a question about the dirge version of songs. Sarah has some skin in this game.
I just had a strong reaction to it. Ashley tweeted asking for suggestions a few days ago, and this was one of the replies, which was, why has the dirge version of songs become a thing in figure skating, and can it stop?
What is dirge?
I know, that
so
was
I'm
my
gonna
question.
Explain that. A dirge is like a funeral song, generally, is kind of like how you would think of a dirge, but essentially what you need to imagine is like, you know how girls are all skating to like Seven Nation Army, but it's sung by Billie Eilish really slow.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think they mean by dirge version of songs, and I could not agree more with this tweeter. Please, can it stop? It's so boring. It's so boring. It's so like unoriginal at this point. I don't know why it's become a thing. I am suspicious
it's
that
slow
it's just,
but not classical.
Well, yeah, I'm suspicious that it's like they don't want either a fast-paced or a big piece of music to skate up to.
Mm-hmm.
They're
So
the
they
moody girlies.
slow it down.
They're moody. They want to be in their feels.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I'm not a big
happy to
fan
be in
of
my
like
feels, but
I'm
not
not
in that way.
I'm not like loving covers of songs.
Yeah.
I want the original.
I want the original. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please.
just
Yeah.
give me the original.
So
Give me
I
what-
can't answer the
yeah.
question of why, really, but
I do love that we did get a lot of these kinds of questions where there is no answer,
yeah.
but we stand with you in solidarity.
Yeah, we want this. I want this to end as well, caller.
No, we
I wish
we
this was a
all
radio
sit
show.
back.
I know.
We all sit back and wonder why. Like I just want you to know that you are not alone.
Yeah.
Which is the title of another song that people shouldn't skate to anymore.
Okay, how do host spots get chosen?
This
is
is
a
like
great
the TBD
question.
spots for Skate America. I don't actually know.
I think it kind of depends. Every single country has their own approach to it. I think we can speak to the US because it's also wildly inconsistent across disciplines. I know that for disciplines like pairs, where it can be super volatile, you have to worry about injuries, new partnerships, old partnerships breaking up. They will use summer competitions as kind of like a pre-qualifier. So I know like Glacier Falls is a big one that they'll watch the teams. They'll do kind of like a mini camp afterwards. It kind of is similar to Champs Camp in that way. I know that some disciplines will use Champs Camp as, honestly, I feel like it only really applies to the pairs. I feel like everyone else is pre-selected based on like previous season's performance, nationals placement, worlds placement, and if there is anyone who's kind of cuspy, it's like summer competitions. How are you doing there?
Yeah, that's totally it. Like, especially with those like third Skate America spots, like in the US, you'll know if you're like kind of on the bubble, and you kind of have a feeling like you're in the mix. So it's more incentive for you to do maybe an extra summer competition to show that like I'm in good shape, I'm ready. And then like ultimately it's like coming down to going to a champs camp or doing extra summer competitions, and it kind of it varies. Like it varies year to year, and you'll have officials kind of let you know, because you'll be asking like, I really want to get that third Skate America spot. Like, what is something that I should do to prove that like I'm in it, I'm ready to do it.
Especially
Like,
if you're like an upcoming junior too.
yes, I mean I've done that in the past. Like when I was like on the bubble to get a second Grand Prix and it being Skate America, I remember like, trying to figure out like what was the best way for me to do that and finding out that like they're going to choose it after Champs Camp, but like it would be really good to show that I was prepared in the summer. So you find out what they're looking for and where those like officials and judges will be and like how you're able to like prove yourself.
Yeah. And most skaters at that point, if you're thinking about Grand Prix assignments, you're most likely with a coach that has a contact with either a top official or a judge or something like that. And that's kind of how you start asking those questions. But for the most part, it's like pairs really depends on summer competitions. And then everything else, unless you're on the cusp, it's like pretty straightforward.
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay. After that, we have worst costume you've ever had, but they wanted to specifically know about costume as far as like fit and feel, not like ugliest costume.
Oh.
Yeah, or like something that got in your way or like kept falling or something like that.
I often got in my
muse...
own way.
You did.
Does that count?
I was talking
as
with
a
Sarah
costume?
yesterday, and I was like, this is a great opportunity for Adam to talk about his dance belt. So we'll let him just take it and run.
Is that the worst? I thought that helped.
Okay, dance belt. Wow. What do I owe the honor? Basically, I mean, I don't know what to say. The dance belt was a kind of a requirement for me because I didn't like to see like any lines on the pants. So anytime I was wearing a dance belt, I felt like I was at my best.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not worst costume.
No.
Yeah.
I would
Do
say
you have a costume that was
my worst. Yeah,
dangerous
I
to
have.
you?
Oh God, I had one. Okay, worst fit. So I had a shirt that was black that had like white kind of stripes in it.
Yeah.
This is like it looked okay, but the material was atrocious. It was like, that episode of The Office where I can't forget what character it is, but like they're doing the 5K and he has the bloody nipples.
Oh, it's Andy, isn't it?
Is it Andy?
Yeah, he
I
has
don't
bloody
know.
nipples.
Yeah, that's how I felt every time I wore that. Like it was just this like there was some blend of this fabric where it was just terrible. It was so uncomfortable.
What program was this for?
It was probably the 2009-2010 season. I changed it by the end to what was very popular of skating in a one-piece velvet costume, which arguably are very ugly, but I will say if we're talking comfort, they're the most if I could live in one, I would live in a Stephanie Handler one-piece velvet costume.
Speaking of Stephanie Handler one pieces, I was just out at my dad's and he wanted me to like go through some of my old boxes. And so I donated like all of my baby costumes to a local rink. And then his wife, as I'm like about to pack up for the day, she's like, wait, you forgot a bag. And I was like, what? And so she hands me a bag, and I understand how she made this mistake because she opened it up and she saw rhinestones, and she's like, figure skating costumes from Ashley's career. I opened it up, and my brother skated and often wore Stephanie Handler one pieces, and so I got to pull out all of his old costumes, and honestly, they do look super comfortable.
They are. They're
Lots
so
of cummerbunds
comfortable.
also for like the babies in a man's career. Like you wear a cummerbund at least once in a program.
Of course. You have to show that you have a waist that's at least 7 inches thick. That's what a cummerbund is for. It's to give you the illusion of just being a neck that goes right into legs.
My most uncomfortable costume was my favorite one. It was the first iteration
makes sense.
of my Muse costume. So it was the like gray one. It was like light crystals that faded into a darker gray, but it was really, really heavy. And because of that, every time I jumped, the shoulders would lift off and slide down. And so I remember in A Cup of China, I did my opening double axel, and I had to like shrug on my costume. And from then on out, I was like, this can't happen anymore. So I would say just like feeling like I was about to be bare titty at a Grand Prix was enough for me to just say, maybe this isn't the costume for me.
Yeah, it's funny, like, you'll skate in a costume at home and you'll be like, yeah, I think this is going to work. And then you'll go to competition when you're, like, ultra sensitive and you'll just feel like the centrifugal force, like, pulling some of the material in one direction versus another. And you're like, this has got to go.
My Moulin Rouge costume that I wore at Worlds, the white one, had a really long skirt that pulled very far away from my body, and the entire season I wore it, I was like, this is going to be the end of me, because you could feel it when you were rotating. They're like, just ideally you don't feel a costume, but the costumes that you see that are super sparkly are really heavy because every crystal adds up. And if you see, I don't know how the Japanese girls skate in those ginormous skirts. Like, I don't know how they jump in those.
And I always found like if I had a lot of crystals, I needed it to be as tight as possible, because if the shirt wasn't as tight as possible, you just felt the flapping and like the beads hitting you all the time, which I was like, that would drive me nuts. It was the only thing I could think about for 4.5 minutes. And then I'd get out of that blackout and go, okay, what did I do? Because I'd be in a rage.
Right. You did 4 double toes.
Right. I was Mariah Bell, and I was in an American flag dress, and I did 4 double toes.
I love that.
I know. I do love that. Should we go into fiercer flutz?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it. Sarah,
So,
take it away.
Sarah, take it away.
Okay. I'm gonna take it away. I want to start with. Have you guys seen the program from the Ice show? Is it Fantasy on Ice? The Ice.
It's just the Ice.
The Ice that Nathan and Shoma are doing together.
I've
have
watched
not
it
seen
without
this.
music.
We both
Well,
have two
as you're
different-
known to do. Which, by the way, we did get a question when Ashley was asking for topics where somebody replied and was like, did you ever watch Truciva's music video?
No.
Okay,
no,
that's
I
a
did
really
not.
big swing and a miss.
Flutz.
You are
That's
missing.
a flutz on your part.
Yeah.
We don't need a third Flutz question today. That's the Flutz.
No,
I've not
it's
seen
good.
that.
It is. It's worth the watch. I like it.
But how about Nathan and Shoma doing a kind of a like sensual little
I
piece
love
together
it.
on the ice?
I love it.
Yeah, this is fierce. And like Ashley, she watched it without audio. I've watched it without video
Visual.
and audio. But to me, this sounds fierce.
I think that they're both really beautiful skaters. And I love the amount of just like hand touching and dropping. It just feels
I love hand dropping.
I just like while watching it, I think I was just like at the airport or something, and I didn't have my headphones in, so I wasn't watching it with sounds, and it was just like a lot of like mirrored touching and then pulling away, and
It's
the
nice.
tension. I love it.
Ashley and I did the ice together once or twice, but one year they wanted
When
us
you were
to
the jester.
they wanted us to skate to Moulin Rouge together.
Yes,
so we
this is
did a
the
little
funniest
piece
thing.
of like from Moulin Rouge that we like, we did like one double axel, like mirroring each other. And then we had like a little spin where this is like the most basic of like skating together.
It's
I
like
can't
a
even
little
call it
party
pairs.
trick. It's a party trick.
Yeah. And it's like, where would I hold you at the hips?
So you would put your arms around like my lower back,
Oh, right.
and my hands would go on your
My
hip
hips.
bones.
Yes.
Yes.
And there was, it's a tour. So we did, I don't know, like how many shows, but there was one show specifically where I had my hands around behind Ashley's back, and she put her hands on my hips, and we're spinning, and her hands slipped. And her neck was so folded and cracked, and I could hear her going, put me down, put me down. And I'm going, we're in a show. Hold your breath. Because
I'm
we're
going to find this picture and I will post it.
I'm going, hold your breath. I don't care. There's still 2 more rotations we need to get done. Because I knew
have to
Ashley
kill
was going
some
to break
time.
character if we didn't end when the music. If we didn't get out when we were supposed to, Ashley was gonna break character. But I know Ashley so well, so she was choking to death for like 3 seconds. But I put her down.
The only thing
and she
supporting my
caught
weight was
right
my
to the
chin.
music. She never missed a beat. But I knew if I put her down early, she would have put her hands around her neck, being like, "You're choking me. You're choking me." But when I put her down at the right.
This is before it happened.
That's the picture your arms were giving out.
I'm crying. My neck has not recovered.
No, it's one of the best skating memories I have. I could hear, feel your hips, and you're going, oh, and all of a sudden you were supporting yourself on my body, but by your neck.
I've never looked so far up your nose. I've never had that perspective before. And all I was trying to do was advocate for my, like, spinal cord. And Adam was like, we have 3 more rotations. Just breathe.
I'm like, you're fine. You're fine.
That's fierce.
That's so fierce.
I haven't thought about that in a while. That's hilarious. All right. Well, Sarah.
Hard to follow that. I'm just gonna do one more topic.
Okay.
Which is Camila Valieva is apparently doing a program to Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I'm gonna just say no.
yeah.
Say no.
You know, just say no.
It's an idea, as Sarah said earlier. It's an idea.
A free idea.
It's a free idea. No, and now I'm believing that even if an idea is free, it does come at a cost. And
To who? Our expense.
yeah, this is to our expense. We're paying.
We are paying. It's the biggest flutz. And I don't want to seem at all like just because it's Camilla, we hate it. I just think the programs that come out of that camp are so crass. Like the 9/11 program that I competed against.
Right.
As a person whose father was in the Pentagon on 9/11, and this was like the worst day of my life, and hearing like the sirens and stuff like that before I competed, I hated that someone thought that a 9/11 program was acceptable. As someone who was not American, or terrorist. Jesus.
Well, the coach might be a terrorist.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it just with that one, it was just the Katie Couric of it all.
The Katie Couric of it all was awful. No, but Wakanda, the best part about all of this is that we actually don't have to care because they're not competing in the ISU this season. So it's not like we're going to have to sit and watch a Wakanda Forever program.
No, but I do think it's a bad idea. So I'm going to go with
I think it's a
Flutz.
bad idea. Yeah, it's a flutz.
I still think she's going to end up with a suspension, too.
When is the trial?
I don't know. I want to say this fall at this
Okay.
point.
I feel like August, I've just heard people say August for like the last 2 years.
Well, August was like the deadline last year.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A year
and then
ago.
people just
Yeah.
They just kept
very
saying
vaguely
August.
say August.
And they just blew past that deadline and then just kept like stalling and whatever. So the World Anti-Doping Agency just was like, okay, we're taking you to court. And so now they filed to go to the sport court.
Yeah. Yeah, I do believe
I think
she's
Wada's
going to
win that one.
Yeah,
but
I
we'll
do too.
have
see.
to.
But what do you think
Only
the
time will
suspension
tell.
will be? 3 years? 4 years?
I don't know if it'll be. I don't know how long it'll be.
Mm-hmm.
Because of her age, it might be shorter.
Yeah. No, that's something to watch.
I would think at least 2 years though.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
at
it'll be
least.
2
I would-
years. But it'll be
they'll
2
From
years
Olympics.
retroactive to
Yeah.
when she took the test. So that would put her back able to compete again in, like, this coming spring. I mean, if it were 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she could go to Worlds this year if Russians were allowed.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, only time will tell.
Right. Because that is what we're waiting for.
Time-consuming.
Time to tell. Well, I think on that note, that is it for this episode of The Run Through. What do you feel? Does everyone agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone, thank you so much for your questions. We do have some more, and we're going to keep compiling them to do another kind of mail drop episode. We've had a lot of fun. We love getting the messages, so keep sending them. And make sure that you subscribe and listen to this podcast. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts. Keep reaching out. You can find me on Instagram and Threads at @AdaRip, and on Twitter, Adam Rippon. And Sarah, you can find her on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter at SarahHughes11. And Ashley is on Instagram and Twitter. She's not on Threads yet, so I do feel like
And
this
she's
is
barely on Twitter, to be fair.
Well, she goes.
Okay, it's for my own well-being. Twitter is not a healthy space for me. I get myself into so much trouble on Twitter, deservedly half the time, and the other half really not. But maybe I can just start anew on Threads.
Don't.
I think you
no,
do it.
no.
Do it. I'm trying. I don't want to be on
Adam
X
made me
anymore.
get a Threads.
I don't want to be on Twitter. I don't want to
Threads
be
is a
on
flop.
Twitter.
Threads is a
No,
flop.
I think I want Twitter to. I'm really kind of taking Twitter out of my life. Sorry. This is
Tweet at me at AshWagner2010 and Instagram at AshWagner2010 because, as always, I thought I was going to the Vancouver Olympics.
To
And
be clear, I'm not rooting for Threads to flop. I just think that it is. I just don't think it's working yet.
It needs trending topics. I need to see what's trending, and I can't see that, and that is not good. Because unlike the Showman Nathan video, I do need a visual to this. And it's trending topics.
well, as your favorite figure skating podcast, you know where to find us. And we will be back in 2 weeks with another episode. So until then, as our coach, Raphael, always used to say to Adam and I, and sometimes Sarah before competition,
Come on, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.